Ever wonder what makes a programming language great? This is Bruce, and together we are Grokin. I like the Elixir programming language for a whole lot of different reasons, but one of the reasons is that it's particularly consistent. So one of the first things that Jose did when he built the Elixir language was he took an existing language and made the ideas underneath it, ideas that have been fairly developed over 30 years, much more consistent. So one of those ideas is that Elixir organizes around a particular idea in modules, and that idea is a data type. So what that allows is something that I like to think of as CRC. So CRC is this idea that we can build something out of the ideas of construct, reduce, convert. It's really something that's existed for a long time in many different programming languages. And I first saw it called out in terms of reducers by Dave Thomas. But in fairness, this idea came from ML and Haskell and Lisp and other languages like that. But here's what it means. So one of the most important things that you can do in a language is chain together ideas with composition. And you'll notice that this particular module, treasure map, is organized around a principle of two tuples. That's tuples that have two elements in them. And it has these functions north, south, east, and west that move around within a coordinate system of x and y. And they consume a two tuple and they return a two tuple. But what I've done is I've actually extended this idea to include a constructor that takes convenient inputs of x and y and returns a two tuple, or maybe a different set of inputs, like in this case, no inputs at all, that returns the origin. And then there's a converter, and the converter takes a two tuple and returns some other data type. So you can look at a converter as maybe getting into and out of other CRC flows. Now, why is it so important to have this organization? Why is it so important to build a language around the first argument or the last argument being the same data type? Well, if you do that, you can start to compose things. And so that's what I've done here. So we import the functions above, and then we use our constructor to get into our CRC pipeline, and then we call a bunch of reducers that move us around on the treasure map. And then all we have to do is present the result when we're done. And this program reads like a sentence. And so if you think about it, what we're able to accomplish is a great thing. We're able to take a complicated idea of some tangle of functions and build the functions so that they snap together like the links in a chain. And so you can look at ideas that cascade and have cascading values. So Erlang, a language that was built over 30 years from a variety of different people for a variety of different purposes, and with changing ideas, to something that was condensed in a much shorter amount of time, where Jose was able to deliver a couple of libraries that allow me to compose through reductions. And I can do this CRC, construct, reduce, convert. And then you can see these ideas applied in the various important frameworks around the Elixir ecosystem. Whether it's nerves, where I have this data model that kind of represents the state of a circuit, or whether it's OTP, where I have the state of a gen server, or whether it's something like LiveView, where I can work with the data and then I can convert that data to HTML or vector graphics, or I don't know, a CSV or something like that. But I'm able to use the same units of composition just like the links in the chain, and that simplifies how I build, read, and test all the software in the Elixir ecosystem, all due to some early good decisions and consistency. I'm Bruce, and together we are Grokin.